What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new edition of Who's Lucy, brought to you by J&J Toy Giants. I am your host, JD. And again, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, there's another Who's Lucy brought to you by Whatnot. But yeah, so we're going to get to all the stuff that my second purchase is from Whatnot. So let's get started. Again, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, there's another Who's Lucy brought to you by Whatnot, and my dude Mecca Market. You can see his picture right up here. Do yourself a favor, if you are a good, great collector and just a avid fan of retro figures, even some newer stuff too, check this guy out. When I first started doing the Whatnot, as you probably heard again when I talked about the Super Shredder, you know, I was kind of like, you know, I don't know about this, you know, but it was kind of like Instagram meets eBay, and boy, oh boy, did I have such a wonderful time participating on Whatnot. And it's also just a community. You can just chill out, you know. Some guys, you know, will just play some music in the background, show you their stuff, and then if you want to do a deal ski on the side, they're pretty much cool about it. And of course, with Mecca Market, he does his dollar deal where he starts off at $1 and then he goes up. You know, you basically start bidding. All right, everyone. The first figure we're going to be going over today from my Whatnot purchases, brought to you by Mecca Market. Again, check this guy out. He's an awesome dude. Don't know him personally, but you know, from the purchases I've made from him have gone smoothly without a hitch. Very fast shipper, and so check him out on Whatnot. His name is Mecca Market. I'll leave all his information in the description. It's going to be Leonardo from the Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. This is when they were doing the actual Olympic Games set. Not to be confused with the sports, because there are some other lines, or another line that they did, or series rather, that specifically focus on sports. And I think Leonardo had football. He was a football player on this one, but this is the Olympic series where he does like a shot put, and you can just do that type of action on the back. Here you can see there is a little place where you can put your finger and just do the action. I'm trying to put him on a stance because he can't stand by himself. That's the one drawback with a lot of the TMNT line, just in general, specifically when they do the sports or any type of line that's not specifically just with the turtles. So you know, this particular stand that I'm putting him on for the moment is normally for just regular action figures, like a Marvel Legends. So he wasn't really working well with that stand, but I was able to at least get him to stay still. If I don't move him too much, he's all right. But yeah, I mean, essentially, when I saw this, I got it for a good price. I won't say how much I wanted, because then essentially, you know, people will think that that's what they're going to get, all the figures, if you get it from Mecca Market. But he does really have some good prices. I mean, essentially, he starts off at $1 normally, and then, you know, you bid, and whatever bid that you win is what you purchased it for. So it's pretty much how he does his dollar start deals and stuff like that. Now, of course, I did not get the attachment or the shot put that he comes with. Obviously, when you get a good loose figure, and I must say, it is in pretty good condition for it, how old it is. But it didn't come with any of the accessories. I'm probably gonna have to go on to eBay or something to try to find those on the secondary market if I choose to make this complete. But you know, just something to have to put that in there. But yeah, it's a pretty good figure. I like it a lot. I didn't have it when I was a kid. I don't think I had any of the sports guys. I just had the regular Ninja Turtles, and that was it. But I'm glad that I'm able to actually add this to my collection, and it's just getting bigger. I think I'm running out of real estate. Just on the NECA stuff alone, it takes up a lot of space, but it's pretty cool. So let's go to the next one of the Whatnot purchases. All right, the next one that I'm going over from the Whatnot purchases of Who's Lucy, brought to you by J&J Toy Giants, is Usagi Yojimbo. This is a character that was in the cartoon, there was a couple episodes where he was in, I believe he thought the turtles were villains, so he kind of fought them off very, very long ago, since I remember this particular episode. But he does come with like a sword and whatnot. He's supposed to be a samurai. Pretty good condition. It just needs a little TLC, maybe a little fig bath, but it's a very, very good piece to add. There were so many different characters through the lines of the TMNT Playmates era. They were coming out with there was a lot of stuff that was like peg warmers, but there was a lot of good stuff that came out of it, such as this one. One noticeably other than the turtles themselves that came out of that line was the frogs, the Frog Brothers. I forget what they're called, because I know they have individual names, but like Rasputin and stuff like that. But this was actually one of the ones that I wanted to have. I had a lot of friends that had this one, and we would always play with this particular figure. And like I said, it's a cool figure, very good, and not really that scuffed up, you know. Like I said, just needs a little tender love and care, and you'll find that a lot with a lot of loose figures. Sometimes I see that it's kind of like, not funny in a way, but it's just, I chuckle when people say, well, oh my god, this thing is horrible, and I'm like, no, you just got to clean it up, and then it'll be as good as it can be when you display it. Unless it's like really like beat up, you can actually tell if the legs and the arms are just really flappy and they don't really stay in position like this one does, then yeah, you know, you might want to look for a better one other than this one. But I like to have, when I got this from Mecca Market from Whatnot, he actually does like, will hold it in his hands, like if you like specific ones and you win a bid and you choose from whatever he has available at the time, he'll show you what it looks like, just in case if you want to get it, or if anything else you might want to choose another figure. But it was a really good condition. Just need to clean this boy up, and I'm glad to have this as another part of my collection. And this, as I stated with the Leonardo one, it's getting pretty big, so I'm probably going to have to move some stuff around and make some room for it. So let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one we're going to be going over today is Razar from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2, The Secret of the Ooze. And this is made from Playmates, based on the movie. Now, as if you remember when I talked about the Super Shredder, this was in the same line that when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 1 came out in the theaters, the toy line Playmates weren't as I guess confident that the actual movie was going to make a lot of money, and also because of how violent it was, they did not make any toys for that movie. Now fast forward again when they did the second from New Line, and how well the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 1 came out. It was one of the most successful independent movies ever made in history. I think prior to that, Star Wars Episode 6, The Empire Strikes Back, either that or Return of the Jedi, was the most highest grossing independent movies ever made. And then this was kind of like right up there, up until the Blair Witch Project, which was actually, I think it still holds the record today as the most highest grossing independent movie. So when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2 came out, and it was such a smash hit, Playmates wasn't messing around this time, and they, you know, made the movie Turtles line that was still made from Playmates. And also, obviously, Razar and Toka. I'm actually in the hunt for Toka, so if you guys know where I can find it for a good price, shoot me a DM. But yeah, I mean, it was great shape off of the Mecca Market auctions. I don't have any of his weapons, but Razar is a wolf, and that's where he was mutated from. And it's pretty good condition, like I said. Can stand by himself, so I don't really need a stand like I did with the Leonardo that I went over. But it's pretty cool. It's about as close as you're going to get to the movie Razar. And of course, the NECA, NECA always loves to just like make the best toys ever. You can get the Toka and Razar 2-pack, Secret of the Ooze by NECA. I'm actually trying to find that for a good price, but I've never seen them in the stores, and so therefore I couldn't get it. You know, you got to go secondary market prices, which is can get pretty expensive. But I like this a lot. Gonna get Toka as well. Then I'm still on the hunt, like I said, for the NECA. But it's cool to have. It just brings so much memory. I never had this when I was a kid, but I know some people who did. And it's so cool, actually weird, I should say, because when I hold it in my hand now, it feels so much smaller than it was when I was a kid. You know, the figures were a lot more larger to me when I held it in my hand when I was a kid. But I guess that's what happens when you grow older. You get bigger. But yeah, so let's go to the last one of the video, the whatnot purchases. All right, so rounding out this whatnot purchases featured Who's Lucy, brought to you by J&J Toy Giants, is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Red Ranger Jason Scott. And this actually brings me a lot of memories and nostalgia because I got him for Christmas one year. My dad, I think it was the first Christmas after my mom passed away, and that Power Rangers was coming out during that time, and I was like, I'm still a big Power Rangers fan to this day, but he got me this for Christmas, and he got me the Dragon Zord, and it was so funny because this is actually like an 8-inch figure, and this is what they came out with at first, and then they kind of scaled them down to the figures that we know now, which is kind of like the Automorphin flip head figures. They were kind of like this size. No, actually more like kind of more like this size, like a Toy Biz type for the Power Rangers. But this one's actually what you had at first. And I believe I also got the Green Ranger as well. And it was so funny. I got the Green Ranger for Christmas, and his shield comes apart, and you can actually put it on somebody else as well, like, you know, the Red Ranger. And there were two pegs that basically go together to fasten it, and I broke it. I didn't have it for like 10 minutes and it was already broken. I mean, you could still put it on, but it was like sometimes it would come off. It wouldn't fasten all the way. You can see like the gap a little bit between the shield. But this is a really, and when I actually opened this up, kudos to Mecca Market, man. He's got some stuff that are pretty good condition. On the other hand, there are some that are kind of beat up, but they're good. I'm not bagging on them, but this one specifically that I got was like in pristine condition. Like, you know, I've got a scuff there, but pretty much that's about it. No blaster, no power sword, but it pretty much feels like you just got out of the box. Of course, I'm actually looking for these, of course, mock, so I can get the other ones as well. But I mean, it's a good condition. And I was surprised, and it's like really like feels like you just got out of the box. The arms and legs are not that loose. The articulation is pretty good on the knees, even the ankles, the arms. No, you can't turn the hands like you normally would with the other ones. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to actually put this in my collection where I have all my Power Ranger stuff. It's about as big as the Megas, were actually bigger from the Walmart exclusive. It's a lot bigger. But yeah. So thank you so very much for being with us for this edition of Who's Lucy, brought to you by Whatnot and Mecca Market. We'll see you in a moment. And that is it, my friends. Thank you so very much for staying with us again for another edition of Who's Lucy, brought to you by J&J Toy Giants. If you just found us for the very first time, thank you so very much for taking the time to check us out. Again, check out Mecca Market on Whatnot. I'll leave his information on the description of this video. And also, be sure to like and subscribe, and also comment on any of our video submissions on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And follow us on TikTok. And also follow us on Twitch. I do apologize. We haven't been doing a lot of Twitch streams lately. And I've been posting the replays of stuff that I've done before and jaded. But we've got some more stuff coming in. I'm a working parent, and I'm also going to school, so you know my schedule's pretty booked a lot of these days. But thank you so very much, and have a great start to your school. All the kids are going back to school now, so see you later on the next edition of Who's Lucy.